Hi everybody, hope this day finds everybody healthy. We're going to be starting our class now. I wanted to point a couple of things out. One, make sure that you go into this link at pacekarate.com/video. All the links for all the videos are up there in the past. We've also added on some of them, if you haven't seen them yet, we've added some footage, which we're going to do on this video as well. We're adding some footage from a DVD that I filmed a number of years ago. It's all on self-defense, and I think it'd be really valuable to follow along with that the best you can. Okay? So let's just get started. We'll do a warm-up. I think everybody needs to stay in shape with this. I hear stories about people hanging out and already gaining 5, 6, 7, 8 pounds from not moving enough and hanging out the house and being in pajamas all day long. So I would love to see everybody make sure you do a nice, good warm-up with these classes, and try to do some kind of exercise every day. It would be really important to practice your katas on a regular basis, right? So if if you're home and you have some time and find a little room and go through your katas, our goal is, when we get back, to prepare everybody to shortly after that to set up testing. Depending on when we get back, our banquets or awards spectacular, is going to be either May 20th, which is the first scheduled date that we have now, or if not, May 30th, or June 20th if we can't do it on May 30th. So we'll see what happens, but basically, let's be prepared, let's be ready. All right, let's get warmed up a little bit. We'll do some jumping jacks. Ready to begin. Okay, straddle stance. Make sure your knees are bent. Swinging the arms back and forth. All the way out, all the way back, angles. Other side, angles. Good. Straighten the knees out, stretching down, grabbing your ankles. And up. So let's reach down between your legs as far back as you can go on a 2 count. So it'll be 1, 2, coming back up, pushing forward on your hips, stretching out the front of your legs, 3 and 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each knee, san, shi. Each knee, san, shi. Each knee, san, shi. Each knee, san, shi. One more. Ichi, knee, san, shi. Let's do some side bends. Ready? 1, 2, each, knee. 1, 2, ichi, knee. 1, 2, ichi, knee. 1, 2, ichi, knee. Twisters. Ready? 1, 2, ichi, knee. 1, 2, ichi, knee. Make sure you turn your head on these each time. Your head should follow your rear elbow. Come all the way around. Each knee, san, shi. Each knee, san, shi. Legs out really wide. Stretching down. Hands on the floor. Go a little wider. Stretch in the middle. Stretch to the right. Stretch to the left. Stretch to the center. Go a little wider. Back down to the center. Stretch to the right. Stretch to the left. And back down to the center. Okay, head up. Let's do some figure fours. Right foot out. Toes pointed straight up. Knee locked out, straight, down, and up, down, and up, down, and up, down, and hold it, down. And up, and switch. Both hands. Down, and up, down, and up, down, and up, down, and up, down, and hold it, down. And up, legs wide. Again, lock those legs out, keep your toes pointed straight up in the air. Two hands, right, two hands, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, down the center, down. Make sure you breathe out each time as you go down, 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 down. Back over to the right and hold it, down. Over to the left, hold it, down. And to the center. Down and hold it, down. All right, let's do some crunches. Here we go. On your backs. Ready? Count after me. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju, ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju, ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Crossing your legs, bring them up. Right elbow to left knee and vice versa. Ready? Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju, ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Okay, everybody up. Okay, I'm going to review some of the katas. I'd like you to be able to work along with me on these. This would be good practice for those who know these. And for those who are just working on them, it would be some good chance for you to maybe learn some moves and at least get a feel of them. Okay? So we'll start off with Saifa. Feet together and bow and open ready. Okay, hand comes up. This hand's open in the chamber. Step to a front stance. Pivot, block. Reach underneath, grab, step back on a 45 straddle. Back fist. Make sure you turn your knuckles into the target. Cover on the other side. Step up, front stance. Block. Reach out, grab. Back fist. Cover again. Step up. Block. Grab. Back fist. Step back. As you step, you move your hands. The hands don't move. Block until this foot hits. Ridge hand block, palm block. Front kick solar plexus. Step up to a horse stance. Step back on the other side. Set your hands as you step. ridge hand block, palm block. Front kick all the way back to where it was. Hands drop to the chamber. Head down. X block, looking underneath. Open, spread the arms out. Right? Pull in. Double punch to the solar plexus. Head comes down. Right hand, forward hand, fist, ear clap with the other. Turn to the rear, same thing. X block open, drop to chamber, double punch, ear clap, hammer fist. Protect the groin, pivot, hammer fist to the face. Grab the shoulder, pull him in, uppercut. Protect the groin with this hand. Hammer fist, grab on, uppercut. Step up and protect with the right hand. Rear punch, reverse punch to the solar plexus. Step around to a cat. You're behind him now. Ridge hand to the throat, palm heel to the small of the back. Twist your hand, switch your hands. Push off, slow. Step back to open ready. Close up to ready stance. Meditation. And bow. Okay, so you should be able to go through this. You can stop the video at this point maybe, and go through it at regular speed if you'd like. Okay? Now, next one we're going to do is Anaku kata. Okay? So start from open ready. Kyosuke, great, meditation, open ready. First opponent's coming in on 45. You step back, challenge. Look to the other side, challenge. Right heel comes down, push off, open block, punch, punch to the solar plexus. Right hand comes up here. Okay, turn behind. 1, 2, open block. Punch, punch. Step back, double uppercut. Cock to one side, break to the other. Shuffle Sanshin stance, double ridge hand block. Shuffle up, double palm blocks to the ribs. Shuffle up, front stance, grab the collar area, lunge punch. Step up with the left foot, 45-degree angle, open block. Punch, punch to the solar plexus. Front kick, solar plexus, rear punch or reverse punch to the solar plexus. Stepping and pivoting over to the other side, open block. Punch, punch to the solar plexus, front kick, reverse punch to the solar plexus. Stepping up, nice and deep. This is actually an elbow to the groin area. Look back, low block. Hook the leg, lift up, lunge punch to the solar plexus. Shuffle back, pause, cat stance. One circle, front kick, low block, reverse punch. Shift the body, push off. Look behind, challenge. Other side, challenge. Step back to open ready, come to attention, meditation, and bow. So I hope as you watch me go through these and you're following along, it might not be a bad idea to kind of go through them a couple times. You know, just reverse the tape and just go the video and just go through it a couple times and work on the details. That's why we're going slow. We're trying to work on the form to get the form right. Right? So, next one we're going to work on tonight is going to be Seisan kata. We'll do that by the hikes as well. Coming to attention, bow, meditation, open ready, stepping forward with the right foot, open block done slowly. Reverse punch, drop down, reverse block. Reverse punch, reverse block. Reverse punch, reverse block. Shoot back, palm block and leg block. Double high block. Pivoting around. Double palm block. Ridge hand block, cover. Ridge hand block, cover. Ridge hand block, cover. Looking to the left, turning left, open block. Punch, punch to the solar plexus. Front kick, reverse punch. Behind you, open block, punch, punch. Front kick, punch. Turn left, open block. Punch, punch. Front kick, punch. shift, pivot, push off, slow, step, cat stance, elbow strike, hook stance, uppercut, back to the cat, pause, come forward, front kick, low block punch, push off. Going in the other direction, cat stance, elbow, hook stance, uppercut, pause on the cat, shuffle forward, step forward, front kick, low block, punch, pivot, push off, step around again, cat stance, elbow, uppercut, low block, punch, step back, high block, punch, front kick, catch the foot, pull up, break the ankle, step back to open ready, come to attention, meditation, and bow, and open ready. Okay, so we're going to do a little self-defense now. Obviously, I don't have an opponent with me, but I'm going to go through them anyway. I think sometimes it's almost beneficial to do it this way because you do get a good visualization. I want to point out that we are going to be adding, at the end of this film, attached to it, is going to be some self-defense that I filmed years ago. It's part of a DVD set that I had, and it was a commercial DVD set that was sold around the world for many years. So there's a couple of techniques on there that I'm going to add onto here that you can work on and practice at home as well. So the first defense we're going to be doing is against a side headlock. So this is a headlock where the guy is here, he's got your head like here. Usually he's here, he might be trying to punch you in the face. There's a bunch of things he might do, right? So he's got me, he's right over here, he's got me like this, right? So what I want to try to do is, I want to try to align my feet. His feet are basically like mine. I want to kind of step out, so I'm like a T to his body, right? And the reason for that is if I stay like this, he can pull me out and drop me backwards very easily. If my feet are in front of his and his feet are here, he can throw me backwards. If his feet are in front of mine, right, then he can throw me forward. So what I want to try to do is immediately try to step out to face him. I want to take my head, and a lot of times this isn't talked about in class, but I want to take my head and I want to turn my head sideways and I want to kind of tuck my face into his side. The reason for that is it's very hard for him to get a good shot at my face. The only thing he has is my head, the top of my head, which actually might hurt his hand more than me, right? So I'm turning my head in. I'm striking into the groin from the front and from the back. These could be slaps or they could be ridge hand strikes. Now I'm taking my hand around his back. I'm grabbing his throat. I like to put this hand in front of his leg. I pull back with the shuto part of my hand against his throat, pushing him backwards off balance. Now from here I can drive him down if I want to, just strike him, or I can strike to his groin at the same time, sometimes with either hand. All right? So again, he gets me down, I step around, turn my head in, strike to the groin, reach out behind, catch the leg, lift, push him down, throw him down, strike his groin. The other thing you might want to think about as well, especially if he's releasing with this hand to punch, right? If he releases with this hand, it makes the grip weaker. His grip here is not as strong as if he holds me here. But at the same time, he can use this hand to punch me. So the other thing I can do from there is to reach around and grab his arm or his sleeve to prevent him from punching me in the face, right? So another thing you can do from here, we don't talk about it much, is if he is more upright like this, right? One of the things you can do, or I should say that, let's say he's really crunching down this way, right? What you could do with that, because you want to end up throwing him backwards, right? So you've got your face turned in, you're striking here, smack him up this way in the face. He's here, boom, you strike him right up in the face, reaching up, grab, throw him down, and strike. Okay? It's a little weird doing it without an opponent, but I think you get the idea, and I think you can visualize it, and I think it's good to practice this way as well. There's some proof over the years, studies have been done, that if you can visualize yourself going through it, it's almost as good as doing it physically, right? So work on that and practice that. Next one we're going to do is a front headlock. So this is where, on the attacker, I got his head facing that way. He's over here, right? So I'm hooking I got his head here, he's in front of me. So as a defender now, right, I'm here. He's over here, he's got my head. So one of the things I have is I have a great target to his groin. So I'm going to strike up with slapping motions or ridge hands to his groin. Then I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to drive it up. Now, I'm hoping, because he's down leaning over me, I'm hoping this elbow will hit him in the face. If it does, fine. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. Then I'm going to take this hand and drive it against the hand he's holding me with, right? Drive it down to break the hold. Then I'm going to come back up again to hopefully get another strike at his face. Then I'm going to step forward, drive him off of me with double palm strikes to his groin. Then I like to finish up with a groin kick, a scoop kick, up underneath his groin if he's close enough to me. So this is what it might look like from the front. So he's got my head down here. I'm striking to the groin, driving up, breaking the hold, coming back up. Hopefully I can get him with the elbow, driving him off, front scoop kick to the groin, and then maybe following up with some more techniques. All right? So that's the front headlock. There are other defenses against it, but that's the one that I wanted to show you today. Okay? So I also wanted to show you some variations from a front choke. If you watched last week's video, I think we had, I think we put a bunch of those up there last week. If we didn't, I'll check. I'll make sure I add them this week. But this is some different things from a typical front choke hold. So if you know our basic release from a front choke hold is he's got me right here. What I'm doing is I'm driving my palm up for a quick slap to break his focus, to distract him a little bit. Maybe if I do it strong enough, maybe I bloody his nose, maybe I tear his eyes, whatever. Then I'm going to clasp my hands together, never interlocking, right? And I'm going to bend my knees a little bit. I see some people teaching this in class doing this. Terrible, because you're way off balance. It would take nothing to push you over backwards, right? Just a slight bend of the knees, so you're using the power of your legs, and you're using the arms as a wedge to break the hold, right? So you step up and break, step forward, hammer fist to the face area, and then you can follow up with other techniques, okay? So that's the basic one that we teach in class, right? So what I want to show you today is a couple of different ones. So he's choking me, right? I'm just going to reach up right between his arms. I'm going to reach up and I'm going to grab his whole esophagus, this whole thing here, and I'm going to squeeze it. And as I squeeze it, I'm going to step forward and drive him right off of me. It's very painful, right? So I'll show you with the other hand. So I reach up, I squeeze, and as I squeeze, I drive him off. And then, of course, I can follow up with something else, right? So that's another technique. Another one is he's here, he's grabbing me, his arms are here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one arm, drive it up really high, I'm going to twist my body, I'm going to break the hold. I'll show you from the side, right? So he's choking me from here, break the hold, jam his arms down, pin his hands here, step in, elbow to the face. I could rake his face from here, I could grab the back of his head and drive it with knee kicks and then follow up, right? Another technique that is really simple but really can work on a front choke is a supported one knuckle punch, ippon ken. So I'm basically, ippon no kite, sorry. I'm taking this finger, I'm supporting it by squeezing it and bending my hand in this position, and I'm using that tip of that finger to drive right into the small of his throat, right in here. And again, using my body to drive it in, not just my arm, right? Using my body as I'm twisting, driving him away from me. Something as simple as one finger can break a chokehold because it's just so painful. pulls away, right? Another one we teach sometimes is called four palms. He's got me here, right? So what I'm going to do is, I'll show you straight on first. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to palm heel strike to his face. So he still got me. Palm heel strike to his face. I'm going to take the other hand and I'm going to knock against his forearms. I'm going to push, break his hold on one side, break his hold on the other side, and then strike him into the face again. So it's 4 strikes, 2 to the face, 2 to break the hold. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's called 4 palms, 4 palm self-defense against the choke. We discussed some very basic, and we showed you some very basic but real effective techniques from a front bear hug. There are a few other things that we can do and might be necessary under certain conditions. So Chris is going to have me in a front bear hug with my arms pinned, okay? Immediately, we usually drop back, and that protects us from being lifted up off the ground. One of the things that we can do from here as well is to reach up into the groin, strike up into the groin with using a ridge hand strike or ripping techniques, or ripping it into the groin. And many times that alone is enough to have the person back out or move out, because it's just not a good place to be. They're leaving themselves very vulnerable to those attacks into the groin. So once again, he comes in, I step back, striking into the groin here quickly. All right. Once I make those strikes, now I can continue in if I want to use my my knee kicks and all. This also can work if someone grabs you kind of low and really jams you in, and maybe you're just not in a real good position to step back. You can come right in and bang into the groin in here. Again, it's a vulnerable target. It doesn't take a lot of power. Just quick slapping techniques is all it's going to take to have him back off. Give you enough room to loosen up a little bit to follow up with some of your other techniques. Okay, now we have the mats down for this particular technique. And the reason is that it's a pretty difficult break fall that Chris needs to do, and it would be pretty tough to do on the floor. If you're practicing this technique with a partner and that's not skilled and you don't have the ability to have mats down, you can basically do this technique by fitting into it and stopping it short of a full throw. And I'll show you at what point in the technique we would do that. So this is against a front headlock. So Chris is going to attack me in the front headlock. And if you remember, our initial strikes were into the groin. Now again, this could possibly be enough right here to stop or dissuade him from continuing this attack. But again, let's assume that that's not the case. Remember in our basics, we punched through, came back up with our elbow strike, pushed him off, on guard, and followed up if we needed to. This technique is going to be a little bit different. So we're going to start off the same way. Chris comes in, he attacks, groin strikes here, and then what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to come in, kind of maintain control, step and hook his leg, pull this leg to the outside, and dump him down. Then from here I can drop down on the knee into the groin. I can strike his groin, strike his face, or kick down into the groin, and escape to safety. So once again, maybe we'll take this from a little different angle. Comes in, he attacks. Groin, groin, groin. Step in, throw, drop down on the knee, strike, strike. Make sure you're safe. The next